Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sherry and I'm the Moonlight Crafter. I promised you guys that I would show you how to make my Panda shaker card. Super cute, using the leaf ribbon. So that's what we're going to do today, using the Wildly Happy stamp set. All of the measurements for this card will be on my website. There's a pretty free PDF that I've made for you, and you can find it on www.themoonlightcrafter.com. Alright, so to get started, you're going to use a card base made out of Call Me Clover. This is one of our in colors, and it is going to be going away soon. So use this gorgeous green while you can. And it's funny, I always make green cards. I don't like green. Green is not my color. My eyes are green, but it's so beautiful. I just keep making green cards. Then you're also going to be using a piece of white back behind, and then a piece of soft seafoam green on the front. And then you'll also need another piece of white for where we're going to stamp the panda bears, and then a piece of acetate. And again, all those measurements will be on my website. We are going to use the Stitched Shapes framelit dies. They're on page 196 of your annual catalog. And this is a really neat set. If you don't have this set, you need this. I know I say that all the time, but you really do need this set. It has circles, and it has ovals and squares. And they're stitched, so whenever you're making a project that is using the circle or the square, you'll have this beautiful, delicate stitched line. Now, it won't show up in this project today. We're just using it for the circle. And you're just going to cut out centered of your piece of soft seafoam on your die cutting machine. And when you do that, you will get this piece here. This guy back. Yeah. Stitched shapes. Very nice. And this is my inside piece. I'm going to put you away for now. We're going to take this adorable little panda bear holding a panda baby. And you could do any of these other animals too. I think the fox would be really cute. You could do that. But the leaves just says panda bears to me. Alright, so I'm going to take my smaller piece of white and lay it down about where I think I want this to be. And I'm actually going to stamp my bear right through the circle. There's plenty of room. I'm inking him up in Memento black. It doesn't matter what black you use. I don't plan on coloring him, so it doesn't have to be any special ink. That's just the one that I had handy. I kind of center my bear. Good solid pressure. Straight down, straight up, no wiggle. There's your little stamping one-on-one, 101. Now I'm going to do something called a masking technique. I want this crackle paint to be on the background of my bear, but I don't want it on my bear. So what I did was I stamped my bear on another piece of paper and fussy cut him out, and you get a mask. I put a little tiny bit of adhesive on the back, and I'm just going to line that right on top of the panda that we just stamped. Then I will stamp right over him with the crackle paint background stamp, and I just leave this right in the case. Now I couldn't find my soft seafoam, so I'm using Pear Pizzazz today, which is close, and we'll see how it turns out. But in the sample card, I used soft seafoam ink. And I'm just going to ink all over my background stamp. And I'm going to take my paper to my stamp. And just get good pressure everywhere. Make sure I soak up all of that ink. Get a good impression. Yeah, that one's quite a bit darker, but I think I like that. I think it's gonna look good. Then I just take my mask off, and you have this really neat effect where you have stamped around, but not on, your main image. That's called masking. I know it's been around for a long time, but some people have just never tried it. Give it a try, it's not too hard. Finding all my supplies today. And you can mark him because he's going to be hidden back behind where you want him to go. You could use this as a baby card or a birthday card for a child. You could change the sentiment and do a lot of different things with it. Could just be a hello card thinking of you. You could send it to your mom or your dad, Mother's Day or Father's Day. So many things you could do. And then this is cute like this, but I'm going to take it a step further, and I want to use my Layered Leaves embossing folder, and I'll run that through my Big Shot. And when you do that, then you get this gorgeous leaf foliage look going on around my bears. I'm going to take my acetate and I'm going to scotch tape it to the back of my leaves. I'm going to make sure it doesn't show through the window. Okay. And then we're going to use the leaves ribbon. So you want to cut off about 20 to 25, maybe up to 35 leaves to go in your shaker card. And I've already cut some. And I'm going to lay them right on my panda bear. Depends on how buried you want your panda to be. This is such a nice ribbon. It's a pretty strong fabric feel to it. It's Call Me Clover in color. And if you want to change the color of the leaves or even the texture of the leaves, you can do that. I actually have a video out that you can look up. Go to the Moonlight Crafter on YouTube and you'll see my leaves video where I talk about this card, but also I show you a bunch of different things you can do with these leaves. When I feel like he's good and buried, then I will stop with my leaves there. And then I've also taken the leftover vine. You want to be careful that while you're cutting those leaves off, you don't cut the vine, because I'm actually going to use that for my bow. And I've made one here. There's my little vine bow. So it matches perfectly. Now when you're making shaker cards, there's a lot of ways you can do it, but our foam adhesive strips are the best way, I think, to make a shaker card. They're bendable, you can move them where you want to put them. They're the correct height for a shaker. And what I'm going to do is just cut them so I can work with them and bend them. I'm going to go around the circle. I'm making a barrier for whatever I'm putting in my shaker card. Now if you have, glitter or small things that you're putting in your shaker card, it's really important to have something like this, because if anything escapes, then your card is leaking. And that's not good. And I just go right around and just making sure that there are no gaps. And it doesn't have to be a circle, it could be a square. but the closer you get to the actual circle, the more your shaker pieces will actually cover your image. If it's a big square, then sometimes your shaker pieces will be off, you know, off camera basically. They'll be not visible to your card recipient, which is okay if you put a lot in it. But if you don't have very much in it, then they won't see your pretty shaker stuff. All the way around. And I have a little gap, and I do need to make sure that I fill that gap in. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just can't have any holes. And go ahead and take off the adhesive backing. And then you're gonna trap your leaves. Before I do that though, you see how I've got it all around my circle, but I don't have anything around the outside. You can do that, the shaker will work, but your shaker card will be a lot nicer if you can balance it out with some more the same height adhesive around the corners and the edges. So I'm gonna do that. I wanna help my card stay stable and look really nice. There we go. Now we can put it down on top of our leaves. Okay, got a good look at the inside. Get it where you want it. And then really make sure you get good pressure everywhere. You don't want any of those sticky parts to be open, otherwise your leaves will stick to them, so get everything pushed down nice. And there you are. That's the hardest part, it's just the shaker. From there I'm just gonna decorate. He's so cute! I love this card. I think this is like the 10th time I've made this card in the last 2 days. I'm gonna put them in some of my customer order bags. Maybe it'll be a surprise for you. Speaking of, I know you guys know this, but all the products that I'm using are Stampin' Up products, and I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator, so anything that you see here, if you don't have a demonstrator already, I would love for you to be my customer and to purchase these items from my store. Like I said, we're using Crackle Paint and Wildly Happy, and then we also use the stitched framelits. We're going to use Dandelion Wishes for our sentiment. It says, "I made a wish and you came true." I'm sorry, it's so cute. This gets me. It's so cute. And then the piece for my sentiment was using this beautiful set. This is Stitched Labels Framelit Dies. Look at all these beauties. All of these are stitched. Little tags, tickets. This is the one we're gonna use. When you run that through your big shot on a piece of Whisper White, you're gonna get this piece here. Very delicate and pretty. And then it also has this piece here, actually just makes stitching. It doesn't actually cut anything. So you use that like on background. And then this is a really neat one for sentiments. It's stitched all around, some stitched edges. It's called Stitched Labels Framelits. It's got lots of stitching. This is one you need to add to your wish list. And I'm gonna stamp this guy in Call Me Clover to match my leaves and my paper and my ribbon and my bow. I think I need to re-ink this guy. Oh, maybe not, he's pretty inky. I made a wish and you came true. Now the last thing I want to do, this is great and I love it, but take a guess on what product do I always talk about? This is our shimmer paint. This is in Champagne Mist and it is lovely. I like to use it on everything. In fact, this bottle's almost gone. This will last you probably almost forever, but I use it a lot. The cool thing about this paint is that you can mix it with water and it goes a lot further. And you can make it as opaque or as translucent as you want. So I am going to start painting some of these. And I did add a little bit of water just because I wanted it to be a little bit lighter. And I'm just going to paint underneath where my sentiment's going to go for now, and I will paint some more later on so you guys don't have to watch me paint all day. And because I've added the water, it just glides on there. This is like using Wink of Stella. You could use the Wink of Stella, which is just our glitter brush. But I like this one too. And when you get all of these, or a lot of them, which however many that you want, painted up, it will look like this. And again, it just gives a little bit more detail to this card. I will do that one later. Go right over the wet paint. It'll be fine. See if I can get my bow to stick since I've got wet paint here. There we go. Paint guy over here. And that's about it. This card looks a lot harder than it is. Step by step, one thing at a time. And you too can make this gorgeous card. So there it is. I made a wish and you came true. Panda shaker card using that Wildly Happy stamp set. And our leaf ribbon. I hope you enjoyed that project. I love making this Panda shaker card. I hope that you'll add the Wildly Happy stamp set to your wish list. Thank you so much for all of your support of my channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.